Okay, so coming into meditation form. And so one of the primary instructions for this retreat and for meditation in general is we don't come out of the restricted state by ignoring it or pushing it away, but actually examining that with awareness. To begin, as you begin to examine it or hover over it with awareness, you might notice that some of these apparent restrictions are not as rock solid as you'd imagine. And the first of these is the body. Body as our most immediate experience of form, rupa. When I talk about awareness, I'm referring to the term chitta, which can also be translated as mind or heart. It's the primary receptive mode of consciousness, of mind consciousness, the receptive mode, receptive and also the triggering and the feeling mode of mind consciousness, chitta awareness. And so everything that touches us touches awareness. And there can be a ripple of resonance of feeling. And this is where these five aggregates arise from the resonances of the chitta. Resonances of awareness. And the first resonance we experience is the resonance of form. So establishing your sitting position in a way that makes your experience of tactile form steady. Your experience of tactile form to be very direct, just this body. Contained. So we're not turning awareness out to other things, or other sights or touches. And making a big, steady, persistent effort to not turn your awareness off into mind content, into thoughts, impressions, anticipations, and so forth. Just bringing your awareness back to there is something called a body here. And as I'm sitting here, apparently, what gives me that experience of body? Of course, there'll be feeling, bodily feeling. But rather than give too much attention to that, what is it that experiences feeling? Skin, or what we call skin, or muscle. But that, no, that's an interpretation. All you can say is there is feeling dependent upon the bodily base. We can interpret that as my fingers or my throat or my knees, but that's an interpretation of quality of pleasure or pain dependent upon the body. And try to maintain, extend your awareness over the entire body, because we'd like to experience the body not as the body that you experience under the pressure of feeling, only aware of the bits that feel uncomfortable, or who knows, very comfortable, but all of it. Your ears, sides of your head, top of your head, at least extending awareness as you're listening. Can you detect anything above this experience, this bodily experience? Can you detect anything above it? Beneath it? Behind it? In front of it? So you might be experiencing something in your chest. We call it your chest. It's okay, there's that. Anything above that? Oh, yeah. Anything above that? And similarly in all directions. Beneath, above, in front, behind. And as your awareness expands through all that, you'll notice different qualities of feeling. Perceptions, such as this experience as hard or soft or fluid or liquid or spacious, or it's pulsing. And at some point you get to, that's the edge of the body. And around that, experience the edge of the body might be accompanied by a sense of there's a certain pressure there. I call it sitting on the ground, but actually what I experience is, something quite firm, earth, call that earth. And above, it's quite open, call that space. And within all this, warmth, movement, liquidities, fluidities, earth, space, fire, air, water. Span that entire palette of experience with awareness. Things are pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, not important. Just keep the equanimity of awareness, the evenness, the non-specificity of it. This is body. It's a minor aspect of chaos. Chaos is the norm. Expanding or unrestricting awareness to include the entire aggregate of form in this particular focus. Notice that within that, there is every form, there's microforms. There's here is a bit lumpy, this is soft, this is fragile, this is sensitive.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
And liquidities, and things of not much feeling at all. So every form is not a form. Form contains a multitude of subforms. Any of those subforms you experience are pulsing, vibrating, also very changeable. And notice within all that experience, so we call the outer experience of form, which we can roughly sense this sense of reviewing your body from the outside as this phenomenon, bounded by skin, bounded by boundaries. And you realize those boundaries are what? Sensations, feelings arising in awareness. Being dispassionate towards those sensations and feelings that arise within awareness, not letting one's mind get fixated on them, spanning the boundaries of the body. There is space. There is pressure, earth element, fluidity, liquidity, warmth. These intermingle. Actually, there's no clear boundary between them. Form includes space, otherwise you wouldn't be able to experience it. It'd be squashed flat. As a means of comfort and support, incline your awareness towards phenomena that are more comfortable within that. So if you've got a lot of agitation in the liquidities in your stomach, for example, let's get aware of the frame of the body, the bone structure. And simple, shoulders, spine, hips, knees. So when elements are experiencing stress, first of all, establishing your citta, places where there's less stress, it's more steady and comfortable. Find it difficult to even feel your body because you've got a lot of mental or emotional activity. Use the thinking, use the simple words or suggestion, how do I know I have a body? And get to the most stable aspect of that you can. It could be just the sense of feeling the ground underneath you, your back, holding you up. And incline the mind, incline your awareness into more fully sensing those qualities that provide stability and some comfort. Certainly be a comfort if the body is held in a balanced way, it feels more secure. Feeling sleepy and dull, and place your hands, palms down on your legs so that you can use the sensitivity of the hands to help give the citta something more wakeful or alert to turn to. So if we place our hands so that the palms are actually touching the knees or the legs or each other, focus on that contact, just gives you a little bit of grip. The mind is swinging and swaying, dull, confused, or whatever. And you can also keep opening your palms internally with your mind, sensing the legs or the warmth of your skin, the clothes. Too much energy, turn them the other way around so the palms are up. A lot of energy, you can open the palms of your hands facing up, the energy stream out. The internal aspect of the body is its energy. The internal means nobody can see it, but it's certainly the most powerful aspect of your body is its internal aspect. The energy of it, with its compressed, tense, swamped, slumped, bright, zestful, clear. That's the one that counts. This internal body is most fruitfully cleared and steady through tending to the process of breath moving from the base of the belly through the chest, the throat, extending it through the entire body. This has got it grooms, it combs the body energy, like you're brushing your hair. Letting breath stroke through the field of body energy. This way, breathing in, that way, breathing out. So the internal aspect is calm, steadied, soothed through attending to the rhythm and the process associated with breathing. If that's not apparent for you, then keep referring to the external aspect of the body, tactile aspect, qualities there that give you a sense of stability, back, legs, shoulders, hands. That sense of stability will gradually affect the energy in your body to moderate and balance it. Then you can move into more refined practice, mindfulness of breathing. Get the priorities right from the outset. We're not here to perform an exercise. We're here to soothe, steady, explore the experience of form as it happens. Internally, you might feel restrictions, tension. There's several kinds of restrictions. One is compression or contracted, which is like a fear memory, which withdraws. This can be, in terms of the body's energy, a certain withdrawn quality, mostly often around the throat and chest, which we retract from. There's a certain tension can be left there. Another one is that's a contraction. Another form of obstacle is tension, most often felt in the muscles of the body, because tension is a frustration that wishes to act and can't. So any emotions that come up in one's life that cause one to feel withdrawn, anxious, frightened, uncertain, unwelcome, bring around the experience of contraction. Any experiences that bring up the sense of frustration, wish to move, wish to go, can't, wish to make things happen, can't, bring up the experience of tension, and these transfer into body energy. So we can probably recognize a certain amount of that there. And now experiencing much more just as forms, micro forms within the realm of form. Just as the form of bone, or the form of blood, the form of liquidity, looking, contemplating these, any of these forms, and similarly spreading awareness over it, not fighting it, not analyzing it, not blaming it, not going to mental activation around it. It's around this activated, this contracted, constricted, tense place, what's around that, widening and softening, allowing energy to drain to a wider, uncontracted state. And the other two energetic patterns that may not immediately be able to recognize because it's an unusual territory. Disconnection means that your arm is somewhere but your chest is not connected to it. There's no link between the two. You've broken up in bits and pieces. The head is off the rest of the body, quite common. So there's internal restrictions. Head is separate from the body. What's happening? Where's the boundary? Is it under your chin? Yeah, probably your throat. Finding out. Legs are separate from your body. Hands are separate from your body. How could that be? Disconnection. Disjointed. Coming to the places where the numb places or the closed places, and spreading your awareness to fill these forgotten zones between your arm and your chest, between your head and your throat and your shoulders, your head and your neck. And the last fundamental basic energy problem is unbalance. Surging energy rushing up my front, nothing in the back. Plenty of energy in my face, nothing in my thighs. Feet gone completely. And so unbalance, or very lot on the left side, nothing much in the right, or the other way around. So it is you're drawing awareness from an activated area to an unactivated area. And from my right side, it's very strong, quite hot. Left side, nothing much. Sweeping your awareness from the strong side or the activated side to the less activated side. What happens is we tend to not even notice there is an unactivated. Noticing the absence. Bring your awareness into that, even the space around your body, under your chin, in the palms of your hands, in the soles of your feet. So your energy is giving, instead of being unbalanced, if your energy body energy fills the entire body, you're taking the ocean out of the hose pipe and it will settle. And just keep widening till you find the true boundaries of your body energy. The inner body. And noticing what it's like when there is some degree of balance, fluidity, uncontracted, uncompressed state. The sort of jitta settles, feels weight has been taken off it. Pressure, and emotional pressure, psychological pressure. Didn't even realize there was there. And now it's, oh. Mm. So ringing the bell is an indication just to gently loosen your attention. Your awareness was, in some respect, restricted, held in a particular way for purpose of understanding, purpose of balance, purpose of harmony. And then what's it like when you release that and don't be in a hurry to fill it up with something else? What's present, what's absent, how's the energy shifted, how's the mood shifted, how's the perspective shifted? Does it keep on shifting? And of course, move your body around as is suitable. Now we can continue this exploration of the experience of form. There's fundamental postures the body adopts and various variations on it, but it's sitting, standing, walking, and reclining. And they generally move your energy in different ways and change your boundaries in different ways. So the one you're most familiar with, I imagine, is walking. We could do some walking in your space if you've got 15 paces or so. So it's not too trapped, constricted. But realize also that anybody's body, whether you're in a 3-foot wide box or a 100-mile desert, is only one step at a time. Right? Does that when it walks. Of course, the visual consciousness is going, oh, I've got there. That's the way it seems. But actually, as you get into that, you realize it's not quite like that. It's something that's much, that isn't quite it. It's more something a little more spongy as your foot comes into the ground. And then that lifting. It's for the energy of it. The energy as the body experiences something to stand on, and you can feel this resting on that. The other leg can lift. There's a sense of space and openness, fluidity, and then changing of energy to come down on the other leg. Pressure. Pressure on one side allows the other side to lift. The energy comes up, the energy rises, it's open, and then it descends, and you get that firming up. Allows the other leg to lift. And so you have a rhythmic flow between firm and open, firm and open. Is that right? Firm, open, firm, open, open. Just keep your awareness over that entire rhythmic play. Rhythmic play of energy firm to open, and make it, see if you can span it with the inclination to make it harmonious. So we're not just, yeah, which is often the visual, when you're driven by your eyes, often more things like that. Because you're getting there. If you're feeling in your body, it's much softer. The space between one step and the other. Flow from firmness to lightness to openness to firmness. Lightness, openness, firmness. There's a harmony there. Whether your space is 10 steps long or 50 steps long, that's the constricted world we live in terms of sense consciousness. Sense consciousness is restricted. Energy doesn't have to be restricted. Body energy doesn't have to be restricted by visual appearances of things. We can let it get restricted, but it doesn't have to be. One step is as free as the next. When there's no sense of going forward, no sense of how far to go, no sense of how fast to go, no sense of trying to get it right. There's just the flow from firmness to openness to firmness again. Then your energy is unrestricted by visual consciousness or mental consciousness. Just saying, it should be this, it should be that, do it this way, do it that way. Now, so in practice, it means you just practice standing till you get into that, and really try to keep this energetic map of the energy of the body as your primary focus, because that's more useful. This is where the psychological release has occurred, and of course the psychological problems occur in the energy field in the body. So when this is unrestricted, it feels very comfortable. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like me either. So be careful of me walking, because me walking is always going to be a problem. Yeah. You've got to come out of that boundary of I'm walking along. No, you're not walking along. It's just that. So let's take 20 minutes or so for some walking. If you want to just even stand and walk very slowly, even walk on the spot if you like. Don't go forward at all, just practice with that, or very small steps or whatever. Fundamental thing is to get into the rhythm of it and to really understand body internally free from restriction. So let's get into it. So transitioning from the standing position, walking position, to the sitting position. It's quite amazing we managed to do that without falling over, isn't it? Yeah, how your body knows how to shift its balance onto one leg and then lower itself down, and don't just fall, don't just crumple. But it's difficult to track all the subtle movements that occur in that. So you go through a rather transitory stage where its energy is just moving around it. Oh, this again. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then from the ground, sitting steady, right? And then spreading your awareness up through the body, relaxing your shoulders, bring your head back in line with your spine. And you feel you're actually placing the body carefully upright. And you feel the energy just comes out of a strained state or an unbalanced state into a much more so we do this again and again, because the default is the tendency is to go into these restricted patterns because they become habitual, the slump, the tightness, and so on. So we have to redress this time and time again. Make sure your chest is rising, not pushed up, but not squashing your belly. Draw your lower back in. So that sense expanding, the belly be longer. And then drop your shoulders. Draw the head back, so it's not tilting forward. Really orienting around the spine to the energy. That's the natural balancing mode of the body. Energy will then tend to settle. Now we're coming to the break time, and time for well, for me it's time for the meal. And we're going to get back here in about 2.5 hours time. So time for what? Stretching your body, gentle, slow stretching your body, stretching around your face, around your eyes, opening, winding around here, loosening all this. This gets very tight through thinking, puckers everything up. Wash your face, brighten up, open your hands, just everything you can do to moderate the contracting experience that becomes engaged bodies tends to be contracted, particularly around the face. You may want to lie down for a while. Certainly, if you're one of the heroes that got up in America, United States, or Canada early in the morning, might be time for a little bit of just a 20-minute nap or something. In Thailand, it's coming towards evening. You want to stretch, have something to nibble. Depending where you are, just try to sympathize with what the body energy requires, how to moderate it so that it comes out of these pressurized or disorganized, jumbled states that we so often are left with through our activities. Because every mood, every emotion that touches you has an effect on your body. How many things are you moved by in a day? All that's going to go into your body. That's where emotions come from. Triggered by mental objects, but the push comes from your body. So all that often really strained through being so caught, so impressed, so impacted. Really a lot of stress in your body energy from that. And it's time to deal with this bit, and the rest of it. Okay, so I'll take a break now and return at just before 2 to welcome you back to the Zoom room. So thank you.